Hi, I'm Cameron Watts with Dreamit Securetech. Today I'm going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions when people are looking to join the program. All right, so first off, we're a venture fund. We focus in three main areas. Those verticals are Securetech, Health Tech, and Urban Tech. Prior to the investment, we have a 14-week pre-investment growth program where we focus on three things: coaching, customers, and capital. I know, coaching. Everybody does it. Everybody says they do it, but we're a little bit different. We go through intensive coaching and mentoring to really refine and pressure test all aspects of your company. And we do that so that we can get you prepared to put you in front of dozens of customers and decision makers of your go-to-market. Then we go back to the coaching and mentoring and do the same thing, but focus on investors, where we go on a 2-week multi-coast investor sprint, where we put you in front of VCs and other investors to try to build the syndicate around your round. So we're looking for startups with products, not just ideas. Those startups have early traction. Generally, that looks like revenue or pilots, hopefully pilots that are getting ready to convert. The companies themselves are focused on scaling and growth. And because of that, our vertical teams have deep domain expertise and connections across your industry. That's to drive strong, direct customer exposure, like what we have during customer sprints. Remember, this isn't just a demo day. We're not getting 6% up front for nothing. So we're focused on raising a round so that we can participate in that round alongside other investors. All right, so at a global level, we focus on three things: market, product, and team. First, the market. We want to know that you're going after a large market. You're attacking a big and urgent problem where there's room to run and people haven't started doing it yet. Next, it's the product. We really need to see a differentiated solution that's based off a unique insight or competitive advantage. Ideally, that's probably going to come from a strong team that has done something significant in the space or saw something based off their background. We also want to know that that team is ready and willing to go out and dominate that space. Lastly, the company's revenue should really be from the product and not consulting services or something like that on the side. Listen, it's really simple. We have two main points. Because we don't make an upfront investment at an artificially low valuation, we have the right to invest up to $500K. And we receive a small amount of what equates to advisor equity. Now, for earlier companies that can still benefit from Dreamit, don't hesitate to apply. We also consider alternative structures. Simple answer is no, you don't need to relocate at all. During the 14-week growth program, we have 5 weeks with cheeks and seats where we need to have you at the Dreamit office for 1 week during kickoff, where you get to meet teams and companies across the other verticals and get to know the whole Dreamit family. Additionally, you have 2 weeks during the program where you go on customer sprints. Now it's multi-cities and face-to-face with your customer. And we end the program with a bi-coastal investor sprint. That's 2 weeks, 1 week on the West Coast, 1 week on the East Coast, where you're sitting down for 20 minutes with investors, giving your pitch and trying to build that round. Everything else is done via Zoom. All your weekly intensive coaching and mentor sessions are done that way. And anything else you do will be done during Zoom or by an easy phone call. So kickoff's pretty simple. It's a week with us here in our home office at Dreamit. We get a lot of face time with the Dreamit team, and we build relationships across all three verticals. Not only are you going to get to meet your vertical team and the rest of the partners here at Dreamit, but you're going to meet the Securetech startups at similar stages and start to cross-collaborate and exchange ideas. We've seen that that's led to a lot of positive feedback and great opportunities in the future. You'll also be able to do that with other verticals, so health tech and urban tech companies that are generally at the same place you are. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the deep dive. That's where we rip the company apart and find out where all your strengths and weaknesses are so we can focus our time and help build that out for the next 14 weeks. Additionally, you're going to get some curriculum during that amount of time here, and we're going to go through advanced techniques in scaling sales, pitching, and more. All right, so customer sprints. It's 2 weeks on the road, multi-city sprints. Now, we travel together, so that means the Securetech team is going to be with you in those meetings, so you're not going in there blind or alone. Additionally, Securetech's much more of a horizontal than we are a vertical. So we have 80 customers across multiple industries and still growing. Generally, we end up in cities like New York, Philly, Tampa, and DC, where on average you're getting about 20 meetings in those 2 weeks with key decision makers. Those decision makers end up looking like CISOs or CSOs. Now, the purpose of that is to help shorten that sales cycle and try to get you a pilot or a POC started, help accelerate your pipeline and your learning because you're getting real-time feedback in the room from your customer. So investor sprints. The Dreamit team is going to reach out to over 1,000 investors across our network so that we can develop a highly curated set of meetings with investors who've expressed an interest to meet with you specifically. Now, those meetings are going to be one-on-one across both U.S. coasts. You're going to have Bay Area, New York, DC, and Philly. Generally speaking, it's about anywhere from 18 to 25 investor pitches where you're going to sit down with them over those 2 weeks. The purpose of this is to help drive investor interest and secure new leads for your next round. All right, so these mentoring and coaching sessions are going to be weekly, in between sprints. At a bare minimum, you're going to have a single 1-hour session per week. Anything above that you want, we're here for you. We're going to make that work. If you remember the deep dives where we started to identify the strengths and weaknesses throughout the company, we're really going to dig into those key topics, help build out from there as we get you ready for each next phase of Dreamit. Now, in between sprints, we're really focused on pressure testing and refining every aspect of your business. We're going to do this with different decks, one-pagers, and even how you pitch, both to customers and to investors. Now, before customer sprints, we were really focused on that customer-facing deck and all the aspects that make you unique, show your differentiation, and any different messaging or nuances that we need to find to tell your story the right way. Before investor sprints, not only are we going to go ripping into your go-to-market strategy, competitive positioning, sales and growth, channel strategy, use of funds, financials, and more, we're also going to run you through something that we call the mock VC. That's a gauntlet of VCs and investors who are going to let you get a stab at this before you go on the road. They're going to pick you apart, give you feedback that helps you get warmed up and ready before going on the road for investor sprints. So the program runs twice a year. You can think about it in terms of a spring and fall semester. Spring cohort starts in March, the fall cohort in September. Now, we look at companies year-round, so don't let those dates get in the way and reach out anytime. Just shoot us your deck or fill out a simple application that's going to take you less than 20 minutes by going to dreamit.com/apply. Yeah, so I think I touched on it a little bit earlier, and with Securetech, we're much more of a horizontal than we are a vertical, so we have a pretty broad landscape of what we're looking for. We like to call it social, logical, and physical security to kind of cover multiple areas. But in terms of logical, you can think of anything cybersecurity focused or fraud, compliance. Physical security could be anything from a Ring doorbell to a drone company. And the social side, you can think of anything that's got to do with social engineering, fake news, email phishing, things like that. And we really try to focus that the companies that we're bringing into the program are going to align well with those 80 plus customer partners in the network that I talked about so that you're really getting the most value out of those 2 weeks on the customer sprint. Again, the companies are going to have a product, not just an idea, and they're all going to have traction. We'd like to see that with revenue or at least in the term of pilots. So traction, like I said before, a startup has a product, not just an idea. The startups have revenue or at least pilots. Ideally, in a perfect world, we want startups that are going to have an annual recurring revenue that'll cross over $1 million within the next 12 months, or a monthly recurring revenue of around $80K. So ideally, we're looking for post-seed, pre-Series A startups. You may have bootstrapped or raised a seed, angel investments, or friends and family round. You may have grant funding. We want to get in early, we want to add strong value, and we want to help you grow. We're looking to be a partner and not just an investor. So first off, it's never too early to start reaching out. Just because you think you're a little bit early or you haven't lined up with those metrics that I just talked about, reach out anyway. Go ahead and apply. We love talking to startups. We want to learn about your business. We like to start thinking about how we can help. Just because you're early doesn't mean that we can't start preparing and get you lined up for the next cycle. Okay, so I know that was a lot. If you have more questions, first thing you need to go do is check out Dreamit.com. We got tons of info and resources on Securetech, Sprint, what the program looks like, and much more. If you got any questions that I missed, check out the detailed frequently asked questions first. And if not, go ahead and reach out to me at cam@dreamit.com. Also, if you want to check out some of the content and things that we put out, learn a little bit more about Dreamit and get a feel for who we are as a company, follow us on social media. Get on Twitter, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lastly, we want you to apply. So apply to dreamit.com/apply. Hope to talk to you soon.